I use a lot of toys, visual aids in teaching. So the little house that you saw is full because it has in the middle a mirror on one side. It's kind of on a lazy Susan kind of thing that turns around. On the other side, it's full of shelves, and they're all filled with these little objects. And one toy that's very central to all of this, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's the Tensegrity toy. Buckminster Fuller. Well, he has a toy. You can look it up on Google. You know, it's for infants really, or very small children, called Tensegrity. Tensegrity, and it amounts to a number of wooden dowels with a hole drilled through them. Okay, elastic. So they're connected to each other by elastic, and they form a three-dimensional object. So that it's hard to describe this verbally, but you'll see it if you look online. So that if you move any one of the little sticks that's in there, which is connected to all the other little sticks by elastic, you can't move just one. If you do it, you kind of distort the whole thing, and all the other ones are affected. Explain that this is what the body is. The bones are like the little wood dowels, and the muscles are like the elastic. And it's all connected, and sometimes the muscles are connected through connective tissue, but essentially muscles move bones, and muscles are elastic and bones are not. And without the bones, there wouldn't be any structure. There'd just be a bunch of sort of, fasciculating muscle flying on the floor, right, twitching. But without the muscles, the bones would just be a structure that's not movable. They were just bones or. So the point of the Alexander technique is that you have to kind of remove the excess tension from the whole thing. You can't just one place to another, got it? So it's all connected. And I think that the object makes this point very well for people. A lot of these things, a picture's worth 1,000 words, because a picture goes, usually my stuff is three-dimensional, but same idea, goes to the part of the brain that we're talking about. It's not a verbal part, it's, oh, I see. But the correlate to I see is I feel. So if you really feel the impact, people who have an Alexander lesson and are asked to describe it, of course, describing is hard, but they'll say, I feel light, I feel floaty, I feel buoyant, I feel resilient. I feel like the bounce in my step is everywhere. My pain is either gone or much reduced because they're not doing it to themselves temporarily. And then they'll lose it, and they'll go back into their habitual way of doing that they've done their whole lives, which is all kind of pulled in and contracted. And it's a little bit like, the sardine cans or something. Throughout our lives, we keep turning in another turn of the wheel, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. But there's a way of reversing that. That's what this is. But to convey that verbally, it's a problem. Start talking about words, and you're off to the races, and you're somewhere else, and you say, oh, it's just like whatever. No, it's not.